This morning, I woke up and it was extremely bright outside, and I was in one of those the sky's awake, so I'm awake moods. And then, whilst I was showering, which is a great image for you all, it went incredibly dark. And I was like, this could be one of three things. The first, Norman Bates is coming after me. I mean, I'm pretty enough that he'd want to impale me in a shower. Two, Pennywise was going to rise up out of the plug hole. Again, not the way I'd want to go. Pretty sure he'd have great difficulty getting this body in a plug hole, but more power to him. Or three, Lord Zed had finally come back to planet Earth and we were going to have to reassemble the Power Rangers. I'm wearing jeans today. I suppose I could have always been a Blue Ranger, so if that am needed, then I'm not good at fighting, but I could maybe run someone over with my car. Anyway, hi everyone, my name is Charlie, and today I don't know what I'm going to talk about, so I just thought we'd have a little chat about what I've been up to this week, because, well, honestly, I should have worn my hat because I'm just going to be spending all of my time looking at my hair because we got some new shampoo and it was expensive. But Lord, it makes my hair feel pretty, oh so pretty. Monday, you saw I was at work and I think I knew then that my nephew hadn't yet gone home and I would be having him on Tuesday. So Tuesday, I was awoken at 7:30 by my 4-year-old nephew blowing a dog whistle. And he blew this dog whistle until I appeared from my bed, at which point I told him, I'm awake, I'm just going to go brush my teeth. And it didn't do anything to shut him up. That was a day spent of watching Super Wings and Fireman Sam and Masher and Bear and anything they had on that bloody television. And then we watched The Jungle Book, the live action version, that I wasn't that fond of a few months back, but then I watched it with my nephew and suddenly it was like one of the greatest things in the world. I didn't understand it myself. I think it just helps to have a child there who's actually enjoying themselves. Then he went home and I planned to write, I planned to listen to The Archers, and I planned to read because Lord knows I wrote down that I was going to finish bloody Rebecca on Tuesday and I didn't do that. I didn't do any of those things. I think we watched the snooker, and then I watched a lot of YouTube. That's become my thing. My phone's getting that hot from watching YouTube. I think there might be a problem. Wednesday, it turned out my brother hadn't come back from Northumberland to pick up my nephew, and thus I had my nephew again from 7:30. We went to my nan's in Congleton, and we bought him McDonald's for his breakfast, and he didn't eat it because, well, I don't know, that child is basically wants to be on a diet of sour cream and fried Pringles and nothing else. Few episodes of Paw Patrol, watched The Jungle Book again. He fell asleep before what he's deemed his favourite part, which is the bit about the monkeys kidnapping Mowgli. We had to take my nan for a blood test, which he was very, very enthusiastic about checking because he likes to know whether there's actually blood in people. And then he discovered that there was blood in her because when the nurse put the needle into my nan's hand, blood spurted all down her arm, and the 4-year-old was terrified. He scattered. He was gone. He did not want to be a part of this narrative. He was getting out of there. And then we were like, it's okay, James. She's still... I've given you his name now. But yeah, it's okay. Is that alright? It's nothing. It's okay. And then we had to take my mum to have her blood test. Between this, we took him to Sainsbury's for a bite to eat. Discovered that he really likes scones, because he ate a lot of scones. My scone, my Nathan's scone, my mum's scone, they was gone. Apparently it was the raisins. They're sultanas, but he didn't mind. They were gone. They were eaten. And then we ended up taking him home, and he went off home, and then his father came and picked him up, and now he's back in Northumberland. And Lord Almighty, I won't pretend that when that child went home, I didn't like calm down a bit, because, you know, love my nephew, love looking after him, but sometimes I realise that it's a good thing I'm an uncle and not a father, because I like being able to give the children back. I should say my mother was with me in all of this as well. There were a few times when he did terrify me, or because of some of the things he did, as in when my nan was getting in the car and he went, "You're not getting in here. You're not getting in here. I'm not staying in here if she's getting in here." It's 4. And then when we went to Sainsbury's and we were in the cafe and he turned around and he started growling at a little girl and then accusing her of stealing his coat off him. It was a girl's coat. I don't want to put gender onto clothes, but it was this little girl's coat. It was a purple coat with a fur collar. He has a plain blue waterproof anorak. But no. So that ended up being a very swift removal of the child and us having to lift him away. Then Thursday came around and I slept in until 10 o'clock, and then I went to the writers group and I critiqued some work, and it honestly felt great to be critiquing again and talking about people's work with them. And I am constantly proud of the work that these writers are putting out, and I can't wait for some of you to see it in whichever shape it actually arrives out in the world, be it in poetry reviews, poetry collections, even novels, whether they be traditionally or self-published. There is some great work coming out of that group right now, and I think that they're doing quite brilliantly. But I should say that I am the secretary. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. What have you been up to this week? Have you had to look after any youngsters that you've deemed quite feral? I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, that is all.